my people, this is Jeremy. I greet you specially according to your various time. As I've always done and as I will always do. You know, I'm a man that I think straight and I think deep. Before I tell you what I want to say, listen to this video.
Think about the Sahel region, one of the poorest, yes, yet fastest growing demographically. The succession of military coups will make the region more unstable for years ahead. Russia is both influencing and benefiting from the crisis, and the region has become fertile ground to the rise of terrorism. This is of direct concern for Europe, for our security and our prosperity. So we need to show the same unity of purpose towards Africa as we have shown towards Ukraine. This is a must. We need to focus on cooperation with legitimate governments and regional organizations. We need to develop a mutually beneficial partnership which focuses on common issues for Europe and Africa. And this is why, together with HRVP Borrell, we will work on a new strategic approach to take forward at the next EU-AU summit.
Okay. Now you've listened to the message. Is the thing in there? First, let me start from this corner. From our own region, we have we have a particular person who say that he is Alpha and Omega. He is the creator of everybody in that region and Africa, even to abroad at large. You see, what this woman said is a derogatory statement. All the fallacies she made. We Africans, we are not poor. They keep on labeling us as poor people so that they can switch our mind away from our own potentials and our resources, and that giving them opportunity to extort us the way they have always done. Now, why I'm doing this now, since this statement came out, the so-called Alpha and Omega, I've not heard him make a statement condemning what this person is saying. You see, or maybe his media setting is only local. Maybe his media settings are local, so he's only open to local informations. Foreign informations, he have no idea. As soon as Okpebolo started dancing to his tune, he was quick to come out and say Okpebolo, it was the ancestors that sent Okpebolo to come and rebuild Edo State. What a shame. What a shame. You see, Africans in general, we need to wake up. I'm not talking about a tribe now, because the boundary of every tribe in Africa, in Nigeria, cannot be overemphasized. There is nothing you can do about it. It's not negotiable. Every tribe must identify with themselves. We need oneness, but the oneness we need is not the oneness that will eradicate people's origin. No, that is not oneness. That is a slavery mentality. We don't need that. Everybody maintain your origin. But while we have a common goal, which is a common enemy, which is the Western world, the Europe. Now look at Burkina Faso, the so-called countries, even Nigeria, that you people label poor countries. Look at what their leader have been able to do in a short while. And these people who are giving these countries a better life, building roads, building hospitals, giving the country a better life. We, the vulnerable Africans, we are in support of what these presidents are doing. Except for our politicians who are puppets to you, the Europeans. Only those people condemn those leaders publicly. We don't know what they say privately, but publicly they condemn them, even when they have no reason to condemn them. And you people, you the Europeans, you keep coming out, say you want to help Africa. for your own security and for your progress, and also to stabilize your economy. Everything Europeans has never done anything for anybody for free. If they even do it and say, I do this for you, I get paid, it's even good. I'm not talking about the European citizens, I'm talking about the government. Look at the help people are helping Ukraine. You helped Ukraine from a peaceful country. You started helping them until you helped them into war. Look at the help. Ukraine was peaceful, Ukraine was fast rising until you came with your help to help Ukraine. And now look at what your help has landed Ukraine into. That same help you want to extend to Africa. We don't need it. We don't need your help, European Union. Stop deceiving yourself with the AU leaders, because these leaders are scam. They are not working for the Africans. Every president in Africa, apart from the Niger, Burkina Faso, Chad, this country where military has stood up for their people. Apart from these countries, every other African leaders are not standing up for Africa. They are not there for us. They are just your puppet, as you'll be using them to maltreat us. Enough is enough. I don't know why you people believe that we Africans are just going to continue living under your well-prepared script. You don't have this idea that one day the Africans might get up, the Africans might come to one unity. I said, no, enough is enough. You don't have this in your plan. So your plan is that we are going to remain the way you want us to remain and the way you want us to be forever. No. The Italian president came out and spoke. We, the Africans, we need to be careful. The Italian president came out and spoke and said, the help Africa need is not for you to bring them to Europe. The help Africans need is not for you to give them money. The help they need is you leave them alone. That was what the Italian president said. She said, leave Africans alone, because they will do better if they are alone. But you going there to extort them, or in the name of you are helping them, it will cause dangerous harm both to Europe and to Africa. Europe, leave Africa alone. The country you are calling poor country is the fast rising economy in Africa. The fastest rising economy in Africa right now. This is the country you are calling poor, because your brother, the French leader, has been milking this country for years, and sharing the resources among the European Union. We Africans, we should be ashamed of ourselves. We should be ashamed of ourselves. Look at it. I was saying this yesterday. Our ancestors, you know what they used to do? Before the British came, before the missionary came, you know what our ancestors used to do? They hunt, they farm, they do a lot of things. We, especially with the Asian people, we started manufacturing clothes before the British came. We started manufacturing clothes. Africa has woken up since they have been taking care of themselves before the British came. Now, what our ancestors does is this. Before they go out, they will take native chalk or take dry gin. They'll pray to their ancestors. They will say, we are going out, guide us through. They will go out, go and do the work. Our ancestors will guide, the gods of our ancestors will guide them through. They will go and come back with positivity, with gain, with so much for them to take care of themselves and their families. Nobody was waiting for any god to come and establish anything. Nobody was waiting for any god to come and give us food. Nobody was waiting for any god to come and do anything for us. Our ancestors understand that this earth is for human being, and if anything must be established here on earth, must be done by a human being. And our ancestors, they were doing all of this, and their lives were moving forward until the invasion of the British came in, and the introduction of the so-called Bible. You know what it did to us? It corrupted our mindset. It destroyed our potentials. It destroyed our brain. Today, average African man, instead of trying to innovate things, instead of planning what can I give to the society, how can I manufacture anything that will catch the attention of people, you know what we are doing? We are praying. We go to church Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We are always in the church. When accident happens on the way, the people call the attention of the president, African president will tell you, go and pray. The same people that brought the written Bible to us, they don't pray to get their road fixed. They don't pray to get a job. They don't pray to go to school. They don't pray while going out to come back safely because they know their roads are good. They know their police are working. They don't pray for the things that we pray for. And these were not the things our ancestors used to pray for, because our ancestors believed that you gotta work if you want to eat. The Western world believed that you gotta work if you want to eat. But the new generation of Africans today that have embraced the Bible now believe that to work, it must be manna from heaven. God have to send food to man. If you want to buy a car in Africa, what you do is you go and pray. You go and sow seed in the church. Pastor will prophesy, by this time next year, you will carry your car. But if you want to buy a car in Western world, they go to work. They save money, or they go and carry car while they pay instrumentally. If you want to build a house in Africa, you go to church, you pay tithes, you sow seed, you give a first fruit. Pastor will prophesy, by this time next year, you will get your own house. But in Western world, if you want to buy a house, you get a job, you save some money, go and meet your bank and make agreement with them, you get your house. You start paying instrumentally. Now look at what these people have done to our mindset. That whatever we need, it must be God somewhere, that we give it to us. And they want us to continue to live in this delusion that things of such nature exist. While they are moving forward, they are thinking how to change the things they've been using. But we are thinking how to pray. What method should we apply into prayer that will make God send those things down from heaven? We want to use the things that they use in heaven here on earth. What manner of sickness is this? What manner of sickness is this? We need to wake up. Not just wake up from the colonial masters. We need to wake up from our own enslavement and wake up into the reality that this is earth. This is physical. And everything on earth must be done physical. Stop allowing those people deceiving you, telling you that the spiritual rule the physical. It must first of all be released in the spiritual before it will manifest in the physical. Stop allowing people deceive you. Physical is physical. Spiritual is spiritual. These are two things that doesn't mix together. I'm not saying people are not spiritual. I'm not saying don't be spiritual. That is why you see witches and wizards. In the night, they have private jets. In the night, they drive Lamborghini, Lexus. But some of them that have attempted to drive that Lexus or that private jet into physical reality, because they look at it. Physically, I'm suffering. I live in a wretched house. But spiritually, I live in a mansion. At night, I live in a mansion. Daytime, I live as a wretched man. They said, no, I should be able to transfer that wealth from the spiritual realm into physical realm. And they attempt to drive their Lamborghini from the spiritual realm into the physical realm. Do you know what happened? These people, we usually found them daybreak. It's either they are on top of pawpaw tree, or they are on top of plantain tree, or they are even they are just things that you can never believe. Now you can see how delusional spirituality can be when you try to mix it up with physical. Because things that are possible in the spiritual realm are not possible in the physical realm. Don't let anybody deceive you. If you are riding a private jet in your spiritual realm, it will never benefit you in your physical. Because these are two realms that doesn't mix together. You can't transfer a thing from here to there. And you cannot transfer a thing from there to here. It's not possible. That is why even the same Bible told you, for God to live here on earth, he needs a physical body. He cannot live here as a spirit, so he needs a physical body. And now you want to transfer a spiritual property into physical realm. How stupid can you be? Think. Church has not come to bless us, rather it has come to destroy us, and it has caused the destruction. I said one thing. Do you know the Bible told us about the one world order? That there will be one government. The time will come, there will be one government in the entire world. You know what A lot of people are looking at it politically. They are looking at it politically, thinking the Antichrist is going to sit in America and rule the entire world. You are wrong. You are very, very wrong. Let me point this out to you now. I'm not saying you should believe me. It is your own peril if you believe. If it is your own peril, if you doesn't believe. Or rather, let me say it is your gain if you believe and do further digging. The one world order that will come, if it will come, is Christianity. If Christianity take over the world market, that will be the end. That will be the end of the world. Because that one world order the Bible is talking about, that is it. Once Christianity takes over the world, it is over for mankind. Because you see that Christianity, there is nothing as devilish as that Christianity. Nothing as devilish as that Christianity. And the Westerners has given it to us. Why they abandon it? They abandon it, their life is getting better. We adopt it, our lives are getting worse. Think. These people, they set up a physical system and use the physical system to run their world. And their world, things are working for them. Notwithstanding, my main topic is that Europeans should leave us alone. But how will Europeans leave us alone if we don't show to them, not that we are tired of them, no. That is weakness. How will they leave us alone? It's not for you to tell them, please go. No, that is weakness. They will never go. It's for you to tell them, enough is enough. Just like Burkina Faso, Niger, Chad, and the other fourth country. That is how to drive your enemy. Because your enemy will never get tired of afflicting you. He will never get tired because that's what gives him joy. That is what increases their prosperity. So if you think you want to go, you people have tried now, at least let us be. We have so much Africans living across the world. So the Europeans have reasons to be afraid of us because we have taken over their territories. If we all Africans, both home and in abroad, if we should come to one conclusion that it is time to let Africa free, let the Europeans send military to Africa to go and fight our freedom fighters. We here in Europe, are we going to fold our hands and watch them destroy our own country? No. If they should go and attack Africa, we will attack them from here. But we don't need that. I'm just giving you a clue. Because we are not stupid. Even though sometimes we behave stupidly, we are not stupid. There are things we've not started thinking of. But these people are going to push us that way we start thinking negatively. When we start thinking that way, they will understand what we hit them. Now, not saying I've highlighted that. Do you know that people keep talking about slave trade? Whenever they talk about slave trade, you know what comes to people's mind? The Europeans are bad. The Americans are bad. Look at what they did to our ancestors. They opened their lips and put a padlock. Look at this, look at that, look at that. The Europeans, look at how they maltreated the Africans. This is what comes to our mind. And when people are to say sorry, you know the people that say sorry? The Europeans. The Americans. They say sorry that we took your ancestors for slaves. But the part of the whole equation which a lot of people are not even looking at is this. In my native dialect, in my language, we used to say, my ancestors will say, they will say, if the owner of a thing refuses to sell, the buyer will not buy. Let me reiterate. If I refuse to sell my people, the buyer outside will not buy. If our ancestors had looked at us, their own fellow Africans, their own fellow black race, if they have looked at us as their own children, especially the lineage of the Oba of Benin, if they have looked at other black Africans as their own brother and sisters, they would have said to the Westerners. The Westerners did not come picking Africans. They came to do business. They were looking for people to use to develop their own territory. They came, they paid. The Africans sold their own brothers, sold their own children to the Westerners. They collected money, they collected weapons and other things. But when it's time to blame someone, we are blaming the Westerners who have used the slave they bought the way that pleases them. We are not blaming our own miserable leaders of those days who sold these people out. You see how ignorant we can be? We are fast to say the Europeans should apologize to Africa. But has anyone ever comes out and said, we Africans, we need to apologize to our children? It is written, the record are there, that the Oba of Benin is one of the highest slave seller. He sold so much slaves. He wasn't selling the white people to the white. He was selling the Africans to the white. Has anyone ever comes out to say Oba have to apologize to the people they sold their family, or to the villages they invaded? No. They say Oba is a semi-god, or be a demigod, whatever you want to call him. A semi-god does not apologize to any human being. And you are telling people who can carry down your own god and put him in a prison, lock him there, nobody will dare speak. You are saying they should come and apologize. But your miserable king who sold people out, sold his own brothers out, nobody has said, come and apologize. You see how ignorant, how pathetic we Africans can be? What the Westerners are doing to us is just a little bit touch they added to our own attitude. They didn't force our leaders to do what they are doing. They only entice them. It is within their will. Because the same military personnel that have taken over these countries were trained by the Americans. So they, upon everything that was, even as I'm talking to you now, negotiations are going on. What should we offer these people that will make them step down, let the European puppet take over? Do you know how much these people, the Westerners, the Europeans has placed down before these guys? You take, okay, let us continue our business. They said no. So we have to be wise. We have to be wise. The Europeans, they are just like, I made a parable that a hawk that has children left his net where his children is and fly around and saw a hen, a mother hen with our own children as well. The hawk came down, monitored the mother hen, came down and picked the children of the mother hen and took that children of the mother hen to her own children. The hawk using the children of another bird to feed her own children. You say the hawk is bad. The hawk is not bad. That is the nature of the world. That is the nature of the world. Why in my local language they will say Mugu Foga Mashop? We should wise up. Wise up and know that these people, we used to understand that our enemy are those who doesn't mean well for us, who are trying to pull us down. This was the enemy our ancestors believed. That was why our ancestors, they were able to protect their territory at all costs. But do you know what is happening today? Since they brought the Bible, do you know what the Bible told you about who your enemy is? Satan. Does the Satan exist? Satan doesn't exist. There is nothing like Satan. There is nothing like devil. It doesn't exist. This is an image painted by wise men and sold it to Africans. So when your own father comes to you and does evil to you, instead of you to blame your father, you blame an image that was painted in your mind that it is the devil. When a criminal went out to steal and he was caught, his mind will quickly go, it is the devil. No matter what happened, you know who we blame? The devil. When you are the real devil, you doing the evil, you are the devil. If there is anyone that should be punished, it is you. But what we do is the devil. You see how our mind works? Devil, there's nobody who can tell me that he or she has shunned the devil. A lot of people comes out as a religious leader and they tell you the devil is like this, the devil, he has a horn, he's a black man, Jesus Christ is a white man, and you buy into all this nonsense idea. And you have been using it to oppress your own people and suppress them, milk them of their hard-earned cash. And you dey blame Oyibo. All of now we see they go church. I pity for now. I pity for now because I don't know if we not go ever wake up. I pity for now. Because God is in you. The same devil they told you lives outside California is in you. You are a multi-personal person. Multi-personality in one. That is who you are. You can become bad. You can become good. You can become evil. You can become terrible. You can become extra good. Anything you want to become is you. There is no devil anywhere. Because you that could sit down and reason because this person is getting better than you. This person is progressing more than you. You are thinking, what do I do to this person? Because every human being is multi-personal or has multi-personality in them. You have the different personality in you giving you ideas. But you forget to understand that you are the one in charge. You are the one to weigh up all the ideas. The personality in you I'm giving you. The personality in you, they are not devils. They are you. You corrupt your mind by yourself. And you carry the art by yourself. And when the repercussion comes, you are blaming the devil. How? How? Until we wake up from this nonsense, Africa will remain where we are. And I will say, Burkina Faso, Niger, Chad and the rest, do not allow other African citizens to come to your country because they will come and corrupt it. Everybody should stay in their domain and do what makes others progress. Replication is allowed. I know very soon Nigerians will start running to Burkina Faso. Go and buy land, go and, because that is what we do. We look for where it's shiny, we run there. We will never fight to maintain our own home. When you talk, don't forget everybody cannot go to the battlefield. Not all the military in Burkina Faso supported their Traoré. They will just feel like minded persons. But people have been shouting on media for years from different countries. There are things, the video we are doing motivates people to think of taking the right action. Don't let poverty silence you. When poverty silences you and you refuse to react, your children will just be an unborn victim. Your unborn children will become an unborn victim of that circumstances you refuse to react towards. And that is what is happening to Africa today. In the same place, a person like Tinubu shouldn't be sitting on the presidency. But here we are. Here we are. I still remain Ojalime of Esangbegbe. Aigbe, Aile, Omo na bien osen, Omo de Saint-Pierre. Mama no, Bahara.